Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the Stevorium server. Today I'm going to be making a video that I didn't even anticipate, but it's going to be about how to set up a player shop. This mall area was created, as you can see in the chat, by Fishky. Hopefully I said that correctly, but they spent a lot of time making this really beautiful mall, so it's actually not run by the admins. If you want a plot of land, make sure to contact Fishky. They are the person who will sell you it. They are the person who will give you the rights to set up a shop here. There's also /warp mall, which kind of teleports you to this spot right here, so you can have easy access to the mall at any time. So as I mentioned, the very first step is going to be buying a plot from Fishky. So let's say you've done that. The next thing you have to do is claim that plot. As you can see, I have a lot of claim blocks because I am an admin. What you're going to want to do is right click one side and go all the way to the other and click it as well. These plots, I believe, come in default a 10 by 10 area, which is the minimum amount and the cheapest claim you can make. So, you want to set up a shop in Stevorium. There's two things you can actually do with this shop. There's the sell shop and the buy shop. So you can buy items from other players for certain amounts of money, or you can sell certain items to other players for certain amounts of money. As you can see, this orange dust is part of the Flan mod, which is our land claiming system. You have to follow these instructions correctly or else your player shop will not work. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have a chest on the border. It doesn't have to be on a fence, I just like how the fence looks, but basically you want to make sure that chest is on the line of where your border is. That's because if the chest is inside your claim, players cannot just open it and take stuff. So if I'm trying to sell gold blocks and I put stuff like that and it's inside my claim, players can't open it and just take it. If it was on the outside of my claim, however, like right here, they could just open up the chest and take the resources without paying. The other reason you want to make sure it's on the border like this is because the sign actually has to be on the outside of the claim. As you can see, the sign is actually technically attached to this strip of land, which isn't claimed. If the sign was on the inside, players cannot interact with it. It's unfortunate, but this is the way you must set up your sign shop. Okay, so in the left side of my toolbar, the 4 items there are going to be the most important to setting up any kind of shop. And there's 2 kinds. There's the sell shop and the buy shop. Weirdly, they're the opposite way around. So if you set up a buy shop, it means other players are buying from you. And if you set up a sell shop, it means other players are selling to you. So it's kind of the other way that you'd think it. So the first method I'm going to go over is selling one item. So a very expensive item, for example, you want to sell one item for a large price. So the first thing we're going to do is put down the chest, and we're going to pick the item we want to sell. I want to sell 1 soul lantern, just 1. What I need to do next is shift right click with a golden nugget. This will register the chest as an official shop container. The next thing I'm going to do is shift right click with a sign up in the front. I'm going to, as I said, you have to do it in a weird way, so it's actually GP buy if you want to sell the item. So we're going to sell 1 lantern for $10, and I'm going to type soul lantern. So I'm going to press done, and if this changes colors, it means I've done it correctly. Okay, as you can see, the top line turned blue, which means it works. Now, as you can see with the golden nugget, we registered the crate with 1 item in the top. That means $10 will buy you 1 soul lantern. What you want to do, if you want to sell more than 1, is just drop in however much you want in somewhere else. Just not the first slot, just anywhere else. Just drop it there. Now, when someone buys an item, boom. I purchased 1 soul lantern. And I can keep doing it over and over again because we have put extra in the back for inventory. So you can see 29, I buy it again, 28. So just make sure to keep it stocked up. I'm sure players will buy it all the time. As you can see, it disappears from the front, so I guess you can actually put them anywhere. Just make sure when you start out, there's just 1 in the front. So the next method I'm going to show you is if you want to sell a large amount of something. So what we're going to do is the same technique, but in the first slot, instead of putting 1, say we're going to put 32 soul lanterns. Actually, let's do 16. So we're going to put 16 in the first slot, and we're going to shift right click with the golden nugget. Now it is registered as a chest that sells 16 soul lanterns. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do this. We're going to do GP. And let's say we're going to sell 16 for 160. That would be $10 times 16. And we're going to type 16 soul lanterns. There you go. It changed color. So now for $160, I can buy 16 soul lanterns. So as you can see, there's 16 in there. Let's just drop these in the back there. Boom. 16. And let's do it again. another 16. And as you can see, it's taking away from my inventory that I originally had. Okay, so we've covered the method for selling one item at a time. We've covered the method for selling multiple methods at a time, but what happens if you want to buy items from another player? This is actually the exact same thing. Say I want to buy 16 soul lanterns from someone. I'm going to put 16 in the very first slot. The next thing we're going to do is right click with a golden nugget. So now these 16 soul lanterns that we want to buy from another player are registered in this chest as just 16. 16 soul lanterns. There we go. Sign changed color. We're going to right click here and confirm. As you can see, it just removes straight from my inventory. 16 soul lanterns have been sold and they stack in this chest for you. So I believe that's it. Unfortunately, there's quite a few parameters you have to follow, like the sign being on the outside of the claim, the chest being on the inside of the claim, the amount of items you put inside. There's a bunch of things you have to do. Hopefully this video cleared it up. Anyone who plans on setting up a shop here in Fishkeys Mall can follow this tutorial, and you should have no problems. Another thing you should look out for is making sure the chests don't touch. If they do, I believe the signs can mess up. Just make sure they're placed on the outside of your claim. You can basically sell whatever and how much of whatever you want in these shops. You just have to make sure there's a gap between the chests. They follow the structure I showed of the sign being on the outside, chest being on the inside. So the bigger claims with more width will actually be able to sell more items. As you can see, there's only so many spots for me to put my signs, but you can customize them in any way you'd like. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful. I know there's probably only a niche amount of you that will watch this or be able to use it, but hopefully it was clear and concise. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.